Hello, so today we're going to make a synthwave track using only Ableton stock instruments and stock effects. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the chords. So we're going to bring in a wavetable. Wavetable instrument is super cool. We're going to start playing around with these basic shapes. So we can select different positions on the wavetable to get the sound that we want. And we have the two oscillators to play with and a filter. So let's get cracking. So what I've done is pretty basic here, but I've just added the two basic shapes and I've just reduced the filter a bit. And that's it. So what I'm going to do on the first oscillator, I'm just going to detune it a little bit. So we're just going to detune it by 7. So you can see straight away you got kind of that analog feel. And on the second oscillator, because they're basically playing in the same key there, we're just going to just increase this by 12 semitones. Excellent. So next thing I want to do is I'm going to go in and maybe just play around with the filter. So I'm going to change that to an MS2 filter and just increase the drive a bit. And just reduce the amount here so it's just not overwhelming. Cool. And then we're going to go into one of the mod sources, which is LFO. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically take note of the shape here. We can actually change it so it syncs to beat. We just want it fairly slowish, so we can just bring it down to 1 in 4. And in the mod matrix, we can apply the LFO to the filter here. So we just click on the filter frequency and there it appears. Whatever you click will appear. As we saw before with LFO 1 being modulated to that speed, we can apply LFO 1 to modulate filter frequency 1. So sometimes actually it's better to reduce the LFO speed. So we can just reduce that to a rate of 1. And go back to the matrix and just increase this to 5. We can use that same LFO against the pitch. Let's do 0.1. So you have that pitch movement, you got that filter movement. It gives you kind of that overall kind of analog feel. But we can do now is add some unison. We just add some classic unison there and we'll just take a listen how that sounds. We can just reduce the amount maybe to 15 or 20%. So I think we pretty much have the sound design part done here. The next thing to do now is to go in and create the chords that you're going to use in the song. I've gone ahead and added some chords. So this is what we've got so far. And I have made a few changes here. I've added the amount to 200, but I've reduced the pitch and I've reduced the filter 1 frequency. In fact, I left the pitch and our filter 1 frequency has been reduced. And just a slight change here on the filter and the drive is a bit lower. We can go ahead and change the basic shapes if we want different sound. That's super cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to just duplicate that wavetable basically. We're going to remove all of these filters and just set this back to 100. So what we've done here is we've got these chords here, but I've selected mono. So we've got that bass line. If we just solo this, you can just hear that it's playing one line. I've reduced the oscillator there to -24, but it's probably a bit low. We can just bring that down to 12 and this one back to 0. And I've added the sub. So what we're going to do is basically going to go in here now and select the notes that we want. So let's take a listen to the notes that I've selected to see if they sound okay. But what we're going to do now is we're going to just take these notes like that. We're going to just shrink them in size. Just pressed Shift and the left key button and just duplicate them like that. And we just copy them across like that. Control D. Copy them across again. Now we can go back into the wavetable and do design on the fly. Excellent. So we've got those working. Now what we want is a lead synth. So we're going to just duplicate those original wavetable synths. I'm going to go in and use an arpeggiator here. And we're just going to solo this for now. So let's go ahead and change some of these. So for example, we can change this to be a bit higher like that. Let's just hear how that all sounds together. We can increase the gate there. We can also increase some of the voices. We can change some of these algorithms. Now on the basic shapes, we have warp fold modes, which I haven't really shown you, but they just basically change the sides or the internal part of the waveform. So just changing those will give you a bit of a different effect. So let's just take a listen. But what you can see here on oscillator 1 is oscillator 1 warp can also be affected in the mod matrix by LFO1 or LFO2 or any of these other modulators. So let's just do that with LFO1. Let's just bring that up to 27. It's probably going to be too much, but we can dial that down. You can see that moving. Let's just dial the frequency down a bit. So I think for now that will be fine, and what we're going to do now is set up our beat. So what we're going to do is go into a drum rack. We're going to take a clap and kick sound. We'll start with a kick sound and we'll just introduce it there like that, and we'll just bring that kick sound, we'll basically duplicate that multiple times. Let's take a listen. And we'll do the same thing now with the snare. We just put that on the second time the kick plays its beat. So let's just do that like that. Just duplicate that a few times. And finally, we're going to add a core kit for the hi-hats, and we're just going to select the entire MIDI clip selection area, insert an empty MIDI clip, and here we've got the closed hi-hats, which we just use the pencil here, and we can just draw them in like that, and then just duplicate them across. And then finally, we can just go ahead and maybe just remove one of these at the end of each bar. And then we can add a open hi-hat at that point there. And then what we can do here is we can go into the groove pool and select, say, a swing beat, and we can apply that swing, which is actually already done here. So what we can do here is just apply the global amount is where it's all at. So we're just going to do that quickly now. And finally, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a glue compressor to do some side chain manipulation. So let's go ahead and add that to the hi-hats. And the thing about the glue compressor is, well, let's just show you how it's done first. So it's compressing against the kick, and we just loop this section here. So we just test it out a bit. Increase the threshold. So the good thing about this glue compressor is we can just copy that into any of the other tracks as well, and it will always sidechain the kick. So you only really have to set it up once. And if you're really lazy like me, you can actually just go ahead and just save the whole thing into your user library and call it sidechain. The next important thing to do is to bring in some reverb against the snare. I'm going to do that by using the reverb on the return track and applying it to the snare. Now you want a gated snare. There's lots of actual plugins that will help you get a gated snare, but you can also select gate like that. And if we just listen to the gate, well, this send track by itself, we can actually hear how the gate is affecting the track. And just increase the floor there. Now let's listen to how it sounds on the overall snare. We're going just to take all of that and just press Ctrl J to consolidate it all like that. So we're going to duplicate this core kit. We're going to remove all of the hi-hat stuff. Now let's slow the track down because it's a bit fast for a synthwave song. So let's just bring it down to say 90. So one of the huge trademarks of the 80s sound are these tom sounds. So let's bring in some huge tom sounds into the track. Now let's record them here, and I'm going to play them on my little pad thing I've got on my keyboard. And we can do some MIDI editing, so we just add another note there like that. Now let's make them huge by adding some reverb, which we had a bit for here on the return track, and some delay. Let's add a bit of auto pan here as well. Shape there like that. Now, this is where we go back to the sidechain that we created a bit earlier here. We're just going to copy this only once, and we're going to apply it to basically everything, but we'll start with the toms. And we can apply it to all of the wavetable synths that we created earlier. On the snare, we can also add a effect called OTT, which I think sounds just kind of makes it sound cool and flat at the same time, a flat sort of snare. So if you play around with it a little bit, you can hear how you can create a full synth track. And I'm literally just using the stock effects and the stock instruments that come with Ableton. No cheating here. So what do you guys think of this? Do you guys feel kind of inspired? Well, I hope you do, to start creating your own retrowave or synthwave type songs.